Hello everyone. Today is going to be another episode of an educational series that I'm going to be adding videos to. In particular, today we're going to be talking about grammar, and to get even more specific, we're going to be talking about periods. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a grammar experience with Metaverse, and then also how you can use logic boxes to help quiz your students at the end. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to start by introducing the concept. So we'll start by greeting the student. Periods. Okay. And then, as always, put in something that will prompt the students to push on to the next part of the lesson. Alright. And so now we're going to create a new scene. And in this scene, what I'm going to do, well, actually, since we're having a bit of trouble. Okay, well, this is as good a time as any. Whenever this happens to you in Metaverse, I believe that simply refreshing the page will fix it. So if you ever have an instance where the new tab is being unresponsive, then just refresh your page. But okay, so with this scene, I'm going to put in a period that I found off the internet. It's a symbol for a period. And so this is going to act as the character for the rest of the experience, because we can reinforce what a period looks like to a student throughout it. So okay, we're going to first of all we're going to give a bit of kind of common sense knowledge, but it always helps to what's the word, refresh a person. So a period, and then like so. That hopefully will emphasize that this symbol is what represents a period. Is a symbol that comes at the end of a statement. This is the most common punctuation. Sometimes I get tongue-tied even while I type. So punctuation mark period. Okay. When do I use periods? Question mark. Use a period when you are stating something as a stating something. Don't use it when you are asking a question or are excited. Period. And okay. And then one last bit of information. This actually will hopefully really get the point across of what a period is. On a keyboard, the period symbol is located right underneath the letter L. Okay. Okay, so now we've given quite a bit of information on a period. Once again, this is one of the most basic aspects of English grammar, but it's something that is often overlooked. It's often misinterpreted, and so now with this, we should have given a bit of insight. I think what else would be helpful is to expand on the idea of what you do when you have quotation marks. So I'm going to add in one more scene that's going to explain where to put a period if you have quotation marks. So if you have a sentence that ends with a word in, capitalize them actually, quotation marks, and then it's a little bit hard to explain it, but I'll do this like that. Put the period inside of the quotation marks right before put the period inside of the quotation marks at the end of the last word in the sentence. And I actually feel that I should probably add in another scene so I can display this to the student. So I'll just use a famous quote. So let's see, how about I am Iron Man, period, Tony Stark. So there. I should actually probably say something along the lines of, here's an example of how to do just that, period. Okay, and then we'll put in, I am Iron Man, Tony Stark. So I think those are, for the most part, the overall intricacies of periods. Now, I think I should cover ellipses on another episode. Yeah, I'll cover ellipses on another episode because that's an entirely different topic in and of itself. But okay, so now that we've explained what a period is, and if you can be more in depth or you can be more terse in your explanation, it's okay. So now we're going to quiz the student. So now let's put you to the test, period. And so in this next one, we're going to do a text input scene. We're going to ask them, what is the symbol for a period? Question mark. Now already is going to be a little bit of a trick for some people. Some people might see the question mark at the end of the test, or at the end of the sentence, and they might just use that. So this is why we're going to test the student. We're going to need 2 scenes for that, and we're going to need a logic box. So logic boxes, as you guys have probably read on the main website, they allow us to do all sorts of different things with Metaverse. In this particular instance, I want to use a response logic box, and I'm still getting the hang of these myself, but I recommend that you play around with these before you make a video. I did that before I made this one. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the response equals logic box. And so in here I've put a period. just a single period by itself. Now the reason behind that is because in the type response scene, I want the student to just type in the period. So what is the symbol for a period? Hopefully they'll just type in a period like so. And I believe that we've reinforced that throughout the entirety of this experience. So a period, and then I'll just put this just to make sure, because I don't want them to confuse the quotation marks as being part of it. I'm hoping that the picture will be good enough, and in fact I'm almost certain that it will be, but just in case, we can eradicate the room for error by just having the period by itself. And if you think of a better way to convey that information, then definitely use it. But I feel that the most effective way is to have the symbol with them all throughout the experience. I'll actually even say this black circle is a period. This black circle is the symbol for a period. And then I put a period at the end. Wouldn't want to miss out on that. So okay. So with all that said and done, now we're going to create, with the logic box, we have to create outcome if the student puts the right value, in this case just the period, or if the student misses the mark, pun intended, and they have to guess again, so to speak. Well, hopefully not guess, more so attempt again. So in this case, we're going to have it to where it will transition to scene 9 if they get it correct, and in that case we'll say good job, you've learned what a period is. You know what, I think I'll actually do it all one at a time. So you've learned what a period is. Good work, period. But do you know what a question mark is? And then, since this is going to be the end, I'll put in something that will link to my next video. So tune in to my next video to find out, period. And so that's our stinger for the ending. So all we have to do now is just say thank you very much, goodbye, period, goodbye, period. And it's definitely important that you make sure that the right outcome leads to whatever you want it to do. I want mine to lead to the ending of the experience, but if you want it to continue on, make sure you have that correct. Otherwise, it will just lead nowhere. But for the outcome where the student misses it, we're going to say sorry, that's incorrect. Think about what symbol represents a period and not the word period. And I only put it at such because I'm just anticipating that could be a mix-up. Someone could type in the word period, even though we specifically typed in what is the symbol for a period. Nevertheless, always try to anticipate what errors might happen in these sort of multiple outcome scenarios, and react accordingly. So this is interesting. With this, we're going to have this loop back to scene 8. And so what'll happen is since this is the wrong answer, it'll take them to here, let them know that they missed it, and try to give them a hint, and then it will take them back to scene 8 so they can try it again. Alright, and so lastly, before I test my experience, I just need to go through and make sure everything leads into one another. Okay, and with everything else connected, now it's time for us to test out our experience. Period is a symbol that comes at the end of a statement. This is the most common punctuation mark. This black circle is the symbol for a period. Use a period when you are stating something. Don't use it when you are asking a question or are excited. On a keyboard, the period symbol is located right underneath the letter L. If you have a sentence that ends with a word in quotation marks, put the period inside of the quotation marks at the end of the last word in the sentence. Here's an example of how to do just that. I am Iron Man, Tony Stark. Now let's put you to the test. What is the symbol for a period? This is all they would have to do. So it takes them to the congratulations scene. You have learned what a period is. Good work. But do you know what a question mark is? Tune in to my next video to find out. Okay, so everything works. I just need to go back in there and clean up some of the grammar. Sometimes when I type, I overlook things, and it's a little embarrassing, but that's all right. I just need to get rid of that period that's behind this, and then I need to capitalize the T and tune in. And there you have it. That's how you would make a video or an experience that would teach someone about periods and also about response equals logic boxes. So like I mentioned before, I'm still experimenting with these myself, but if you have any questions about logic boxes, I'll do my best to help out. Thank you very much and have a good time.